Okay, everybody. Well, welcome to 2025. Hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody's doing well. I just muted you guys, so it's only me today. So if you want to ask a question, interject, I would love to have you do that. Just hit *6 and unmute yourself, and then make sure you have you can remute your phone, or you're in a quiet area, or both. Okay, so today it's just me. Today's kind of a wake-up call. Today's kind of a make a decision. All right, did I hear somebody? Did somebody have a question or something they wanted to say? Oh, I heard somebody. Maybe I'm hearing things. It does happen on occasion. All right, so today is kind of decision day. All right, it's the first Monday of the year, not the first business day, but the first Monday. This is usually when everybody's coming back to work. Okay, I work Thursday and Friday, catch-up days. I love those days where I can just get caught up and ready to rock coming today. We also have success series at the St. Rose office at 1 o'clock every day this week. So if you need training, perfect. If you need CE, perfect. If you want to hear what coaching's about, come on down. All that good stuff at the St. Rose office from 1 to 4 every day this week. All right. So when I say decision time, I was just talking to one of the agents I coach, and he had his best year ever last year. I have a few people that had their best year ever last year, but not everyone did. The market was down transactionally a little bit. Some of us got used to 2021, 2022, end of 2020, where the market hasn't been like that for a little while. It's more like a normal market now. Interest rates bumped up, but they're still incredibly good. They're going to be coming down. Okay, I think the whole atmosphere is going to get better and better for real estate. But even if it stays exactly the way it is, there is still plenty of business out there, okay, for you to achieve your goal in 2025. Remember, we're going to thrive in 2025. So how do you do that? Okay, the first thing is you have to, today it may be day one for you, it may not be, but I hope it's day one. In other words, it's time to do everything that's on your schedule. You have a business plan, you have a schedule, you have actions necessary to achieve your goal. You need to be hitting those actions every single day. It starts now. Okay, really. I mean, and some of you maybe it started Thursday or Friday. Good. I know some of you are actually calling on New Year's Day for expireds. I heard some good reports on that too. Expireds, withdrawals, what have you, going to visit them too. Okay, but I will tell you, success for 2025 starts today, and that means doing everything on your schedule. As you guys know, in my book, Success is a Verb, I talk about habit replacement therapy. It's a little term I invented years ago. It's kind of a joke, but seriously at the same time, which is you have to take the body through the motions for the actions that you need to take in order to achieve your goal. Some days that's what it feels like. I'm just going through the motions. But there'll come a day when everything will come together, and it doesn't take long if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing with energy and enthusiasm. So that's my first point today. Make sure you're taking the actions you need to take, developing, creating the habits, or some of you already have them, maintaining them. That's okay too. All right. Like if you said, this is the year I'm going to lose 5 pounds. This is the year I'm going to start work. All those things that you said you're going to be doing, start doing them today. By the end of this month, you have created new habits. You'll start feeling even better about yourself. Okay, so that's number one. Second one is it's your responsibility. It's no one else's responsibility but yours. Not everybody likes that word responsibility, but it really is up to you. The world is showing you a mirror. That's what it's doing. Okay, it's giving back to you exactly what you're asking for. So if you're not getting what you want, start asking new questions. Start taking different actions. Right, because that's the thing. It's up to you, and it's a whole commitment level that some of us maybe need to turn it up on. Commitment level. Like if you want to achieve as much as you want to like breathe, if your goal is as important as oxygen, you'll do it. You will. You just won't take excuses, because when you're giving yourself excuses, you're saying that my excuses are more important than my goal. Okay, so that should never be the case if it's that important to you. Whatever it is, like I said, it can be transactionally. It can be relationship wise. It can be spirituality. It can be health. It can be relationships. All of that stuff I think is relatively important. And it's kind of good if you have a little bit going all the time. So remember today, make sure you make that commitment to do the actions. The only person responsible is you. It's all up to your commitment level. And your commitment level should be 10. Matter of fact, make it 11. Okay? And then, it's about consistency. You got to be consistent. You got to be consistent for a period of time, like longer than you think. It always takes a little longer. It takes a little bit more money. It takes a little bit more of your, bandwidth in your brain. But if you stay consistent, you're going to get there. All right. So, what are you focused on? Are you focused on achieving your goals? Are you focused on not achieving your goals? Are you focused on how hard it could be? You have to have your focus. Your focus in your mindset needs to be rock solid. And if you don't have a routine for that, this is the time to get one. All right. I'm talking about affirmations, visualization, meditation, all of that stuff, which I used to think was kooky years ago. And I say that years ago. I'm talking about like in my 20s. And then all of a sudden I started meditating, and then I got better at it, and then I got kind of the results I wanted, and it was crazy, right? It's amazing what you say to yourself too. So be careful of your self-talk. As you know, I love that term, the drunk monkey, that Matthew Ferry came up with years ago, because it's such a funny, I like confronting myself with humor, and other people too. But that self-talk you have going on in your head, like I have going on in my head some days, you really got to work at changing that. You can't continue to beat yourself up and be mean to yourself and talk to yourself like you're a lowlife when you're not. I always go back to, anytime I start going through that ritual, I always go back to the statistical probability of you being a human being is almost impossible. Yet here you are. So you already won the swimming contest, right? If you think about how difficult it is to become a human being, it's crazy. And you guys, all of us on this call today, we're all alive, kicking, doing well. We really have not. Then you're already in the top 5% of the planet just by living in this country. Some would even say higher than that. Only 4.5% of the world lives in the United States. Did you know that? I look this kind of stuff up because I like it for talking points, but I also like it for my own person. And then you drive on, like if you're in Vegas or Arizona or California, 3 of the best parts of the country, the roads are new, the nice, everything is in great shape. You really, if you're complaining, you're really going out of your way looking for something to complain about. All right, so stop it. You can decide to stop that at any time. All right, so once again, your mindset and your focus. What are you focused on? If you're focused on the wrong things, you're not going to get the right results. You need to be focused on the right things, even on the days you don't feel like it. A lot of people tell me, I don't feel like prospecting today. That to me makes no sense. Okay, so what? I don't feel like prospecting. That means you're not going to? Well, yeah. Well, that's dumb. I don't feel like prospecting today. Well, this morning, rare, right? First Monday of the year. I didn't really feel like going to the gym today, but I did. And then about 10 minutes into it, I was really glad I was there. About another half an hour into it, I was feeling great. The drive home, feeling incredible. Now, I would have robbed myself of that opportunity had I just said, you know what, I don't feel like it today, I'm not going. By the way, that hasn't happened to me in a long time, like 10 years. All right. So, and I'm happy that I'm in that kind of mindset habit. Okay. But it wasn't easy creating it. I'll tell you that right now. It wasn't easy creating the workout routine, the reading routine, the audiobook routine, all that stuff. Even my social media video routine that I went right back this morning, took about a week off, right? I'm not crazy about, I didn't feel like doing a video this morning, but I did it, right? And, I don't even allow myself to go, oh, well, you don't feel like it, so don't do it. I put myself into the state. I try to as much as possible. And you can do the same thing with prospecting. You can do the same thing with appointments. You can do the same thing with all of that. If you just, I kind of laugh now when I say to myself, I don't feel like going to the gym. I think that's funny because that has nothing to do with what I'm actually going to do. I don't feel like doing a video today. It's funny because it has nothing to do with me actually doing it. I don't feel like prospecting today. That's funny because I'm going to do it anyway, right? And then you feel like it as soon as you start doing it. Remember my little saying there? I can't remember if I made it up. I probably stole it, would be more of or borrowed it. Put the body in motion, the mind shows up. It's such a true statement. I still say it. It's on my Facebook page because to me, that's the most important thing. You put the body in motion, the mind shows up. Most people think, well, my mind has to be right. No, it doesn't. It doesn't always have to be right. It's not always going to be right. If you wait for that to happen, you're going to wait a long time. You got to put the body in motion. The mind will show up. It does show up, just like this morning. Didn't feel like it. Got there. Felt like it. Feel great. And because I'd be thinking, I can't even imagine what it would be like to be thinking about, because I remember what it was like. Right? So I kind of remember what it was like. Like I kind of remember what a hangover used to feel like, but I really don't because it's been so long. All right. So not that I want to, no intentions, but it's like one of those things. Like I really don't even think about it much anymore as far as what's it like not going to the gym in the morning. It just doesn't even enter my thinking anymore because it's a routine, it's a habit, it's a discipline that I'm really proud of because I feel great about it. And I know some of you that have done it too. Like Vanjie, I see Vanjie's videos at her working out all the time. That's incredibly awesome. Matt Mullen, same thing. Matt Suter. There are people that are doing these things all the time and getting great results, meaning health, energy, vitality, all that good stuff. Or I'm robbing myself of that opportunity. That's really, and then, have you ever met a person that works out all the time, that reads, that's negative? It doesn't happen. Because if you're doing those stuff, you're feeling positive. The hormones and chemicals you have going through your systems, you just don't have. You have, but you're not using them. Right? So if you give yourself that opportunity and your body is using what it has to do everything itself, it doesn't need medication, it doesn't need, I'm not saying, I'm generally speaking. Some people do, and I don't fault them for that. Okay? So there you go. Okay, so have that focus, have that mindset, decide what your process and your schedule is. You should already know that. Today's the day just to start doing it. If you're a little behind, get on schedule today. Remember, you don't want to end the year by going, if only, or as Brian Tracy says, someday I'll. You don't want to be from someday I'll, right? Someday I'll do that. Someday I'll start. Or if only I had worked out. And, I love when people say, I would love to, play the guitar like that. I would go, well, no, you don't, because you'd be doing it if you really wanted to. Well, I would love to be in shape. No, you could. Everybody can be in shape. Okay. And for some people, that's just different levels based on their age, physical ability, but everybody can be in the best shape that's possible for them if they choose to. It's not something that is only for a select few. No, it's available to everybody. Just like prospecting is available, just like doing your transactions are available. Really? So now, all of that being said, taking the right actions, taking responsibility, being committed. You can't teach commitment, folks. You either are or you are not. Okay, so decide to be. Once it goes back to that word decision, I need to be consistent. I need to be working on my mindset. I need to focus on the right thing. So if I start talking to myself negatively, change what I'm thinking about. You can do that. Change your mind. As they say, you can change your mind instantly. All right? Practice these things. Practice, and you will develop the attitude, the positive attitude of success. Some of you already have it. We all need to work on it. It's kind of like showering. You don't say, well, I've developed a positive attitude. Never have to work on it again. Nope. It's like showering. It's like brushing your teeth. It's like eating. It's like drinking water. It's all working out. You got to be constantly doing it all the time. Right? And, a lot of you have heard me say, I like to be a student of my business, a student of my craft, a student of life, a student of relationships, a student of spirituality, everything. I just love learning today. When I was going to school, I wasn't into it as much. Now, I just enjoy Some of the books I listen to, I think are incredible. Some of them are like, yeah, heard that. I hear new stuff all the time. I love facts about the world. Those are all things that, I think keep me going. I mean, you got to decide what keeps you going. What turns you on? What do you want? It starts with, and I'm going to say this, and don't take this the wrong way, it starts with making the amount of money that you need to make to do these kind of things too. Money makes nothing worse. That sounds bad sometimes, but I think it's funny. It doesn't make anything worse. Well, I have to pay more taxes because you have more money, right? So it's like people that win the lottery. I don't know if you guys know this, but like 80% of them are bankrupt within 5 years because they just not, when you earn the money, you treat it differently than when you get it for free. Okay, so earning money is totally different. Having money is one thing. Earning it, keeping it is a whole different thing. And it's not just about the money, folks. It's about what goes in to you and who you become in the process. So become a student. I always say, keep it simple. This is not that complicated. Keep it simple, salesperson, right? KISS. Keep it simple, salesperson. All right. And, you'll enjoy the process if you just decide to. What's the alternative, right? What's the alternative? The alternative usually isn't good. Selling yourself short. A lot of us have become good at selling ourselves. You're still selling. You're just selling yourself short. Well, if I can't do that. And yeah, you can do anything you want to do. You put anything you put your mind to, you can do. Okay. I mean, like there's a few things you can't do. Like I would love to play in the Boston Celtics, but I'm too old and too short. Right. So, I mean, there's some things physically that are out of the realm, but the one thing about real estate is it is the great equalizer, meaning it doesn't matter what sex you are, doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter what color you are. If you'll develop these traits that we're talking about, you can become a massive success in real estate. And I've seen it's so awesome to see the people in the company, especially the people in my coaching, because I usually know them a little better, go from where they were to where they are. Some of them come into my coaching, get it figured out. They want to go back in. It doesn't matter. You can come in. You can stay as long as you want. You can get a quick tune-up, whatever. Just remember, if you want to get involved in my coaching, I do have a little bit of room, although I'm pretty full right now. Email my assistant, Lisa, L-I-S-A-P, Lisa P, at bhhsnv.com. Also, remember, we have Success Series this week at the St. Rose office, starting at 1 o'clock every day, whether you need training, whether you need CE, whatever. It's a great way to start the year, folks. First full business year, week of the year with Success Series. Okay, learning all the goodies, and I'm always updating you with what's going on. Like I talk a lot about social media today. I mean, if you had told me 10 years ago we were talking about social media a lot, I'd tell you you're out of your mind. Because I wasn't that involved with it at that point. And I decided about 7 or 8 years ago to participate in it because it does work. It doesn't replace the foundational stuff, but it definitely adds to it. And since you're already going through the actions, it does not take that much longer just to document who you are and what you're doing. It's almost like a journal, video journal. That's the way I look at it today. It's like a video journal. All right, I've been rambling for over 20 minutes now, so hopefully you got some good points out of this. Does anybody have a question? Hit *6. You will unmute yourself. I will take a question. I'll take a statement. I'll take a prediction. I'll take anything. *6, and then we can hear you. Anybody? All right. Well, everybody's got it all figured out. I love it, and that's good because I think, especially like most of the people on this call and that listen to it, listen to my podcast and my Facebook Lives, you have goals, you have a business plan, which already separates you from most of the planet, especially in sales. So you know what you need to do. The question is, are you going to do it this year? And I'm going to tell you, I don't even make it a question. It's a statement. I am going to do it this year, and I'm going to get the results I want. And regardless of what happens with the market, it can stay exactly the way it is, and I'm going to do my deals, or it can get a little bit better and help me, and I'm going to do my deals. But either way, I'm going to do there's plenty of transactions out there, folks. Plenty of transactions out there for you to get your 12, 15, 20, 25, whatever it is you want to do. Okay, if you're willing to put the time in. All right, any questions, comments, epiphanies, ahas? Star 6 and I can hear you. Otherwise, perfect, folks. Have a great week. We will do this again in a week. If you need me, call me anytime. And remember, Success Series, St. Rose. Also, you can join my coaching. Just email lisap@bhhsnv.com. Thanks, everybody.